Hello my friends, how are you all my dear students? Today is the very first class of Python. You already know. I'm waiting for a few minutes to let you join, and so that we can learn together. And today will be the very first class of Python programming. And in this class we will learn about the programming basics. Let me wait for a few minutes so that every one of you join. I am waiting for you. I think so that I will have to wait for 2 or 3 minutes so that all of you can join. This will be an introductory class, or the first class of Python programming. We will learn. So I am waiting for you. I hope you all would join me as soon as possible. I am waiting. So the live streaming is on, and I am waiting for all of my students who are required to join. Please pass your comments if you are already joined the chat, already joined us. I am also sharing this to group. I am already sharing this to my group. Please wait so that all of you can join. Yes, I have posted it to our group, on our WhatsApp group, and on our Facebook group. If you have not already joined our groups, I request you to please join all our groups so that you can get the benefit and updates at the time. Please wait. I am live now. I think so that you have joined. So I am going to start the class. Just 1 minute wait. And then class will be started. So I think so that I have to wait for just 1 minute so that maximum of you join, and then we will start our first class. So you know that this course is designed for the very basic beginners. Even if you have no prior experience in programming, you can also join this course. And when we will learn the basic programming, we will go through the advanced programming, and we will discuss about how we'll go through that thing. But a few days we will learn about the basics of the programming, and we will practice code. Today will be the introductory class of Python programming basics, or journal programming basics. Because if you are new to programming, and if you have some experience in using computers but don't know how to program, you don't need to get afraid of and don't think that you can't learn programming. It is very easy, and the more you practice, the more you will learn. And with my guidance and my expertise, and we will learn together and we will practice together. It will be a fun experience for all of you. I hope you all will enjoy this course, the programming basics. Today is the first class. Let me wait for a few minutes so that all of our students can join. The class has not yet started. The class will end in when it will started. It will be not be a boring class, but it will be more informative class. So it may take 30 minutes or more. This is first class, I think, so that I am teaching for free. That's why you are thinking that the time may be long or the time may be very little. So that doesn't matter. I am teaching because I have very fond of teaching technology. That's why I am teaching you to program for this time for free, or else I can also provide these courses on premium basis, on paid basis. If you want to learn those things on a fast track, you can also join any of my premium course, which I am going to launch very soon. So let me wait for 1 minute. Or 1 minute has completed. So I am going to start the first class of Python. Before learning a programming language, as you know that programming language, Python is a programming language, and before learning a programming language you have to know about what is programming. So we will learn today about the basics of programming, a short intro of what programming is, what the hell is programming, why everyone is saying about programming. So it reveals what is a program. We will start with what is a program. It is like a recipe and a set of instructions. As your mother creates a mushrooms, fries, or any other cooking recipe, any other dish, whether Eastern, whether vegetarian, or any other kind of dish, if she creates any of the recipe and she is a good cook, then she will create a better food, and she will provide you more tasty, more delicious food. So that's like programming is the same as a recipe. You have a set of instructions written, and suppose if you are a child, your mother give you a list of items which you have to buy from the market, and she gave you the list on a paper, and you go to market and you follow the instructions. Then you buy this thing and that thing, and when you completely buy all the things, then you come back to home. So program is the thing that does the same, like what I have give you the example. So the examples of a program include coding programs. What are coding programs? Coding programs are these programs which are used to make or create programs, and these kinds of programs like code editors or some sort of programs which are compilers or interpreters, which we will discuss further in the upcoming slide. And the second type of programs include application programs. What are application programs? An application program is a program that is designed to perform a specific purpose, serve a specific purpose. Just like Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet software, so it is used to create only spreadsheets, and Microsoft Word is a word processing software. It is used to create documents only. And for example, like you are seeing that this presentation is created in PowerPoint, and PowerPoint is an application program. So PowerPoint is an presentation software, and you can take it as an example of an application program. So application program is created for a specific purpose only, not coding, Now the third type of program is system programs. What are system programs? These are the programs that are essential for running an operating system or for connecting the computer hardware. Without connecting the computer hardware internally with a system program, it is impossible to run a computer. And the examples of system programs include Windows, Mac, Linux, and Unix, and also the BIOS, basic input output system, which is which controls the hardware of your system. So these are the three kinds of programs: coding programs, application programs, and the third is system programs. And after learning what is a program, we will learn what is programming really. Programming is really an enjoyable thing. It is not difficult to learn. As I have told you in the beginning, it needs practice and more practice. You can make as much programs as you want with the help of programming. So programming is a very enjoyable thing, and it is easy to learn, not difficult. Whoever says that it is difficult, it means that he does not have the ability to program. So he does not want you to make programs because he is jealous of you. He or she is jealous of you, and he or she does not want you to make programs and be like him and be more successful like him or her. So if someone says that programming is difficult, it means that he or she is jealous and he or she does not like you to progress in your life. So don't rely on those persons who says that don't rely on those persons who say that you cannot learn programming. And it is not a big deal to learn programming, whether you are a teenager. If you are a teenager and you learn program, then that's a good. If you may learn also programming when you are a child, and many of the people in America and many other countries children learn programming when they are kids. But if you are an adult or a teenager or any group of person, even a middle-aged or an old person, you can even learn programming easily. What it takes your precious time. It needs your practice, and it comes easy with the help of your passion and how much time it takes. Some people talks about that it takes a lot of time to program. Yes, it takes a lot of time to program, but it takes what it really means. So it really worth it. If you provide your language, if you provide your effort to learn a programming language, you will reap significant benefits in future. You can make programs with the help of programming. So what is programming really? We know now what is programming. Programming is actually making your ideas coming true. Now, do we really need to learn programming? Yeah. If you are creative or have passion to explore the working of computers, so you need to learn program. If you are so curious about everything and you need to pay attention to every detail of a thing, then imagine programming is just for you. If you want to improve your troubleshooting skills, you may be a good programmer. If you really love computers and programs, just believe me that programming is just for you, baby. And now, what careers and jobs are for programmers? Programmers are offered lucrative salaries, and lucrative salaries means higher earning salaries, greater than $50,000 or whatever you need, whatever you want. You can search for the salaries of different programming fields in Google, and it will show you the results that are very exciting and it encourages you to become a programmer. At any age you can become a programmer. It doesn't matter whether you are under 25, under 30, under 35, under 50, or even 50 plus. You can even learn programming. It is not so difficult. It is very easy to learn programming. So first you have to believe that programming is easy, then in this way only you will learn how to program very easily. The best thing for a programming is that it is very interesting thing that if you learn a programming and you become a very good programmer, not at a few weeks, but it takes time, and by the time travels you can become a good programmer by making applications, and by a lot of practicing your work and showcasing your work to the clients and to your friends, to the family, or selling your work. And after all doing this, the best thing is that if you are very good at programmer, then you don't need to go into an office for a 9 to 5 job. You can work at any place you want. If you want to travel anywhere and you want to select a field in which you can travel easily, and you don't have to sit on in an office for a specific time 9 to 5, and you don't want to follow the instructions, but you want to create your own instructions and you want the computer to follow it, and then the programming is the best career for you. Now you can also get a high paid salary when you are a senior programmer. You can get extra earning by making applications for companies. It means that if you are already doing a job and you don't want to move from that job, and you learn a skill by a program, just like programming, you learn the skill of programming, and you take a lot of effort in learning and practicing code, and you make applications. After the learning and getting expertise in programming, you can make applications easily and you can sell it to companies, so that in this way, if you don't want to skip your job and you want to make applications side by side, you can also do this. You can also do this by just doing programming. So there is a lot of space in the world for programmers, good programmers, and there are millions of jobs offered for programmers, and there is a huge gap for programmers in tech industries. I see newspaper, many jobs are there for programmers. It does not necessarily means that you have to do a job to program. You can build your own applications, and then you can show these applications on your profile, make your portfolio, or many other things. If you don't want to get a job, some people get satisfaction by making applications or by writing code. It gives them inner satisfaction so that they can become a good programmer. It should be your niche. If you want to select a program to become a programmer, you have to stick to it only if you have passion to learn programming. Now we will go afterwards. Languages of a computer. Now we have learned about the benefits of learning programming, its career benefits, and what is programming. Now we will see about the languages of a computer. Why should we need to learn programming? Because we want to talk to computer, and in order to talk to a computer we need to know the language of a computer. And there are two basic types of languages, computer languages. The one is low level and the two is high level. Low level languages is difficult to understand by humans, so it is not easy to understand low level languages, and a computer can easily understand a low level language, and programming low level language is not so easy. So we do not go for learning a low level language. It is not a good choice. And if you want to learn high level language, it is easy to understand by humans, and it is not very difficult to program in high level language. So it is easy to learn high level language, and it is difficult to learn a low level language. So I go for high level language, which is easy to learn, and Python, which we will learn in this course and in this program, it is a high level language, so it is easy to learn. Now we are going through what is the machine language. We have discussed here that there are two languages, low and high, low level and high level. Low level are difficult, and machine language is the language that is understandable by a computer. It is low level. A machine language is a low level language. So it would be fun to know that our computer only knows the zeros and ones. The zeros and ones. Suppose if I type P from my keyboard, does my computer really understand what I am typing, what I am saying to it by typing P? No, it doesn't understand it at all. It only understand these two zeros and the ones. So every time you write a code, it is translated by interpreter or compiler to machine code, and then your computer performs your desired operation. So a computer only understands zeros and ones. It is not possible for a computer to understand every word or everything which you write. Even it does not differentiate between images. So computer only understands zeros and ones, and this is the only language syntax of a computer, understandable easily by a computer. So would it be not funny enough that if we want to write my name, if I like to write my name Arsalan, Arsalan, what would I like to I have to write when I know about it? I want to see the result on my screen, that Arsalan should be written on screen, Arsalan. But my computer only knows zeros and ones. What should I do in this case? We will learn what should I do in this case in the upcoming slide. Here comes the work of interpreter and compiler. So in order for a computer to better understand our language, what we say, we need an interpreter. An interpreter is a program which converts our code into high level language to a machine language. Machine language is that language which is easily understandable by a computer. And interpreter and compiler both are the same, both does the same work. Interpreter is a program which converts our source code in high level language to machine language by line. The core difference between interpreter and compiler is only that an interpreter converts code and reads code line by line, whereas a compiler converts code and reads code at once, the full codes at once, whereas the interpreter reads the code line by line. So the interpreter and compiler works, and they help us to make our computer understand what we are trying to say, and they translate from our high level language to machine language. They both are our helpers, interpreters and compilers. Either it can be an interpreter which converts, and either it can be a compiler which converts. So I hope you better understand, you all would understand what we have learned so far. Maybe they would be some sort of you think that it's difficult, but whenever with this class I arranged because I want you to give a sound knowledge about of basics of programming, because without knowing the basics of programming, how would you go further into learning and programming? It is not possible for me, and neither for me nor for you, to get a grasp and good command on any programming language unless you know that what actually programming is. So that is the programming basics class today, and I hope that today's class will be helpful for you to learn the basics concepts about programming, so that we could start learning Python programming in our next class. So moving forward, there may be a question that some people say that I don't have IT degree, can I be a programmer? And I reply that yes, you can become a programmer. It does not do a lot. If you don't have an IT degree, you can still be a programmer, and it takes time and energy and lots of practice for you to become a programmer. Not just writing hello world makes you a programmer, but in fact writing good code and following the best practices and making applications and practice, it is the key. It takes time and energy, lots of practice. Just don't lose your heart and start making your first effort. If someone says you can't learn programming, then it means that he or she is jealous and he or she does not want to see you in a higher position than there, and they want to put burden on you, and they don't want to see you in a higher position or a higher level or make you progress. So they may become jealous of you, or they underestimate you. So don't lose heart and make your first effort. You can be one of the best. The more you will write code, the more you will be one step closer to become a good programmer. So having an IT degree is not compulsory to become a good programmer. Now we have so far learned about programming, the basics of programming. Now we will discuss about which language is easy to learn. Some people say JavaScript is easy to learn. Some say Go language by Google is easy to learn, and some say Python is easy to learn. Who is the correct in your sense? In my opinion, and maybe it may be right or wrong, but the statistics show us that most of the people is of the view that Python is the most easiest and the most popular and the most high paying language, and which gives you maximum results if you learn this language as your first programming language. If you start from Python, it is very easy to learn this programming language, because the syntax of code, or don't confuse with the word of syntax. Syntax is the structure of code. Syntax is the structure of code, like the grammatical structure, how you make a sentence in any language is called syntax. So the syntax of code written in Python is very clear and easily understandable. If you are a beginner, you should start learning programming with Python. It will help you to grasp those hard and difficult topics very easily, which if you do start with any difficult language like C, C++, or Java, it would not be an easy start. It would not be good for you to start with those languages. So Python may be your first programming language. And remember that if you have learned your first programming language and you have good command on it, and you learn how to code in that particular language, you understand the concepts of that language, it would be easier for you to learn another language. So I hope that today class will be so much informative, and it was a little effort from me to you, and it was our first class in which I tried to clarify the basics of the Python programming. In the next classes we will learn together about the Python programming, and I would like to tell you about the schedule, and there will be one class per week, and the class will be on 10 p.m. Pakistan time on every Thursday, and the class will be of 2 hours. The class will be of 2 hours. Some students were asking about that when will be the class, and even when I started the class, they were, I think so, that they were thinking that I am trying to give them some basics, but these things are very important to tell you, because these things will lead you to the next step and starting learning or Python course. So this class was very important which I took today, and the next class we will start moving from Python programming. So if you like today's class and you want me to make these classes consistently every week, and every week I will make 2 hours class for you, and which will not only be the theoretical classes, which will but in those classes we will learn the coding, and we will do practice the coding. So I request you, if you like my video, then please pass good comments that you want me to make, and make the videos more like this, and you want to learn Python really, and you are really interested in learning programming, and also especially in Python. So, and if you are also interested in learning, then you will also refer to your friends, because learning in a gathering provides you fun, and increases your creativity, because you have a competition with your friends. So remember, try to join this course with your friends, so that when you will learn one topic, because these videos may be a boring type of boring for those who have no theoretical or no previous background, but when you will absorb all these, some of the basic difficult topics, then it will be very fun of you when you will start coding, writing your first code, and it would be a great experience for all of you. And I wish you best of luck in your future, everything you learn about programming, and just focus on yourself, believe in yourself, and you will be succeed. And please subscribe to my channel if you have not already subscribed to it, and so share my videos to your fans and your family and social media, so that I may continue making these sorts of videos for all of you. Goodbye.